Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of the Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. For today's episode, we're going to talk about how we are now one step closer to revolution in this country. There's a lot of fucking shady shit going on currently when it comes to the anti-gunners in this country. And my God, man, like just the fuckery of everything right now is just like beyond reproach when it comes to things. I was just basically on Twitter under the second account, the Ohio Fire and Freedom one, calling out Whitmer and a bunch of other anti-gun Democrats in Michigan. There, of course, they're trying to use the very preventable Michigan State massacre to go after guns again there. And I think it's supposed to be sometime tomorrow. You got the Senate Democrats basically trying to push gun control there. And it's like, honestly, I'm going to say it like it is, dude. And as I said it on that account like about an hour ago or so, if we want to win this battle, and this directly right here goes out to every nationwide organization that's pro 2A and every statewide organization that's pro 2A, if you have the financial means to do it, start suing the fuck out of governors, start suing the fuck out of state reps, start suing the fuck out of state senators, start suing the fuck out of federal senators, start suing the fuck out of federal congressmen, and start suing the fuck out of Biden's administration at this point, dude. Because that is how you win. That is how you win in one fell swoop. You sue these motherfuckers in individual lawsuits at this point, and you bankrupt their fucking asses one at a time is what it is. Because that's how we need to win at this point, dude. Enough is enough of pussyfooting around and fucking doing stupid ass lawsuits and fucking backpedaling and backfooting, everything else like that, dude. No. You come at them fucking hard, you come at them fucking fast, and you knock the fucking dominoes down in one fucking fail swoop is what it is, dude. And that's what needs to happen right now. And that's how you fucking end the revolution that's about to come now, dude. That's how we don't need to have an actual, bloody battle American Revolution in this country. That's how you could easily win without a shot of being fired right now. But unfortunately, I think nobody wants to do it, and nobody wants to fund it anyway, to where it could actually be done. Because if that were the case and we actually get it done like that, dude, it would be so much better off. We would be so much better off as a country right now if we could actually get that stuff done currently. And you would actually have a way better nation. You would have a way better bunch of different stuff going on right now. And overall, we would just be a better country. But instead, people want to fuck around and fuck off and everything else like that, and not do a damn thing to actually protect constitutional rights of everybody at this point, dude. And I'm just so fucking sick of it, man. I wish, honestly, I was independently wealthy because I would have already started like 90% of these fucking lawsuits myself right now, dude. I would basically become Heller 2.0 at this point because I'd be suing everybody's asses at this point, dude, honestly. And unfortunately, I'm not. I'm not, independently wealthy. I haven't hit the lottery yet, whatever else the case be. Because if I did, like, oh, buddy, watch the fuck out because you'd have lawsuits everywhere. The network would be suing everybody. Ohioans for Fire and Freedom would be suing everybody. We would just start giving cash to, like, all kinds of other statewide orgs and stuff like that to fund their own lawsuits and stuff like that, dude. Whether it be Great Lakes gun owners, whether it be Rocky Mountain gun clubs, et cetera, there, or whatever that one's called there in Colorado and stuff. And not to mention just like, specifically handing money to like places like FPC and GOA and stuff like that and being like, hey, we want you guys to make these lawsuits happen. Here is this much money to do this particular lawsuit against this particular person or whatever the case be, and or this particular state, whatever it is, in like various rulings and stuff. So anyway. But yeah, it's just a bunch of shit, honestly, dude. You have a whole bunch of shit going on. I know I'm tilting, by the way, because I'm gaming right now while I'm trying to film this. Because I got, unfortunately, my time is limited when it comes to certain things today. But yeah, it's a bunch of shit, honestly, to watch people not be funding things the correct way. And I'm not saying that there's not a bunch of good rulings that are happening right now and that there's not a bunch of good stuff going on with people like Firearms Policy Coalition doing a bunch of stuff this week. In fact, they're doing what they need to do right now, I think, honestly, to knock some pegs down currently, because what they're actually doing currently is actually getting us closer to what would essentially be an eventual federal done thing, and as it should be, because we're very close to that happening, and we're also very close to the ATF finally getting what's coming to it, is what it is. But other than that, like, yeah, it's a bunch of shit to not see people suing individual, state lawmakers or state reps or whatever it is the case be, governor of Michigan for that matter. Whitmer should be sued at this point into the ground, et cetera, et cetera. Newsom should be in prison right now for various crimes that he's committed right now in office when it comes to anti-gun stuff. What's interesting is, even looking back at Biden's BS ruling stuff yesterday, you had him doing it in Monterey Park, California, and everything he proposed at a federal level, California has a state level that's done nothing to actually impact any kind of gun relating stuff at this point, dude. It's all unconstitutional. None of it will ever actually do anything to stop any future massacre in this country. And the only way to stop actual future massacres is to fucking protect people, dude. It's to actually have people armed up against criminals. But of course, they wouldn't do that because, of course, why would you if you're a tyrannical federal government, is what it is, dude, especially just a tyrannical government in general. Because you want people disarmed and scared and fearful and begging the fucking government to come in and be their bitch, is what it is, dude. And be like, please, big daddy government, fucking rule me harder, daddy. No, fuck that, dude. I'll be my own first responder. I'll do my own fucking thing. I'll protect my own fucking ass, especially from tyrannical government motherfuckers, is what it is, man. There was by the way, for those interested, man, there was a huge shift in my personal demeanor the day before I was federally swatted and the day after I was federally swatted in this country almost 4 years ago. And my constitutionalism has since gone way, way, way over 9,000 at this point. We're probably more like about 28,000, dude. We're very, very close to founding father status at this point in time in history, dude, when it comes to constitutionalism anymore. And that's where everybody else needs to be, too, for that matter. It's time to do what needs to be done. It's time to get what we need to gotten. And it's time to fight back against tyranny, dude, for real. Enough is enough of pussyfooting around. Enough is enough of allowing these people to think they have any right to control us, to rule over us, or anything else for that matter, dude. And it's time to take it to them. It's time to take the lawsuits to them. It's time to take everything to them at this point, dude. Honestly, the best thing we could do as a country currently, I think, honestly, would be, and I would love to see this happen in reality. I don't know if it's ever going to happen or not. I would love to see a 10 million man march on every capital in this country, honestly, dude. And it would be 10 million armed gun owners in every state house, in every U.S. capital, et cetera, there. Like every place around this country, honestly, is what it would be, dude. That's what needs to happen right now. We need to be taking the fight straight to their asses, is what it is, dude. And be like, no, fuck you. You're not having it. We're not having it. Eat shit. Fuck you. You're not taking a thing from us. And it just needs to be mass non-compliance, honestly. Period. End of story, dude. And if we could get that done, we would be one of the best countries in the history of the fucking world right now, dude. Because we'd finally step up and be like, no, we're not taking your shit anymore. Go fuck yourself. Move on. Old geriatric fucks. And it'd be as simple as that, honestly, dude. Because I don't know about anybody else out there, man, but I'm personally sick and tired of having my fucking rights to be stripped away by a bunch of geriatric assholes who've been in office for fucking 30, 40 fucking years in most cases. And even if they're not, even if they're people like Gretchen Whitmer types and stuff like that, dude, where they're like, 3 to 5 years older than I am is what it is, dude. That's even worse, honestly, in some cases, because it's like, no, you're an even bigger tyrannical fucking cunt than everybody else is, lady. And these are the same people that want to have political aspirations for fucking presidency. It's like, no, go fuck yourself, dude. You need to be in prison on death row is what it is, dude, for real. Awaiting crimes against humanity charges, awaiting various other stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah. And honestly, like, I think we really are just one step closer to revolution at this point, dude. Whether it be American revolution, whether it be worldwide revolution, whether it just be people being like, no, we're sick and tired of it, we're not having it anymore, we're not putting up with tyranny fucking worldwide anymore, dude. I mean, hell, you look at Look at Paris here recently, dude. Like, honestly, as Americans, we could take a big page from Paris and stuff like that, dude, where you had them going like a worker strike for the last few days, just based on them trying to raise the age of what you call it in that country. And it's like that's a huge fucking thing right there, dude. You're talking about a bunch of people who are maybe like a 50th of what we are right now as a population, maybe even less than that. Come to think of it, because it's only like a couple million there, if I'm not mistaken, versus like the 300 something million here in America. But yeah, like you're talking about like a country of like a million or a couple million people there, and they know what the fuck's up, dude, and they're sick and tired of it. And you've seen it all around the world, actually, at this point, dude. You saw, various striking in various other places. I'm trying to think what that one country was now offhand. Uh, Philippines was another one of those ones where they had like gas shortages and they had like riots and stuff like that over the shit, dude. And you're seeing that everywhere now, dude, because people are just sick and tired of it. They're sick and tired of watching their freedoms be taken away. They're sick and tired of watching their rights be taken away. And they've just fucking had it, dude. They've fucking had it with tyrannical government, is what it is. And they have every right to have that, say and stuff like that, because, as I said, they are the ones most affected by the shit, dude. They are the ones who are being fucked over the most. It's the people of the countries that are just sick and tired of fucking tyranny, and they want freedom from tyranny, is what it is, man. Now, granted, did it take, 3 extra years or so to get it done in a lot of cases? Yes, it did. Are we finally there now? In some cases, we very much are, honestly. And I believe, honestly, the only reason that we really haven't seen anything pop off in America yet, dude, is because people are still too comfortable. They're still too, they know where their next meal is coming from and stuff like that right now. And if it wasn't for that, you would have them be total anarchy at this point, dude. You would have a whole shitload of fucking shit going on right now in this country where people would just not have it anymore, dude. Where they would just be like, nope, we're not putting up with this crap anymore. Fuck you. And yeah, you would see things just pop off like so quickly. It ain't even funny, man. And I think we're heading towards that day after day. And we're getting real close to shit happening right now, dude. And I think, unfortunately, people are not going to realize what's happening until it finally happens. And on that day, you're going to see a mass awakening of this country, dude. You're going to see some crazy shit pop off very quickly and in very quick fashion. And when that finally happens, like, holy shit, brother. I'll tell you what, man. I honestly never thought in my lifetime that we would be to the point that we're at right now in this country's history. But the more and more I look around and the more and more I see, various things and various people and various states and everything else like that, and just like the tyranny that they're trying to get away with in some cases and the other shit they're trying to pop off and stuff in other places, and the way people are fighting back against it, it makes me sad that we haven't seen this at a bigger scale, honestly. But it makes me happy to see what we're actually seeing at a somewhat smaller scale. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we're definitely heading towards an interesting time in U.S. history right now, is what it is, dude. And unfortunately, with the way things are being, back and forth and sort of overreaching and underreaching and everything else like that, I think we're coming very close, honestly, to a weird place where you're either going to see things go back to where they should be in a constitutional way, or it's going to be this crazy overreach of certain things or overcorrection of other things. And when that happens, holy shit, man, it is not going to be good at all for anybody. And if that happens, and when that happens, things are going to get real fucked up real quick. And when I say overreaching or overcorrecting and stuff like that, I heard earlier today that apparently Senator Josh Hawley has introduced some kind of weird legislation that would allow parents to sue any tech platform that would basically have any kind of pornography visible to anybody under age 18 and stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, wait a minute. what is the exact legislation of this? Are you talking about like any website across the thing? Or are you talking about like actual tech platforms like your Facebooks, your Twitters, etc. there, dude? There's a big difference between those two things, honestly. Like we're just talking about like actual like, hey, like Facebook can't show fucking porn to kids or Twitter or whatever the case be, or even like Reddit for that matter and stuff, dude. Or are you talking about like, okay, you have like Pornhub that's a known fucking porn site and shit like that, and they're trying to ban that stuff too, and I'm just like, yeah, that ain't cool, bro. Like that'd be overreaching then I think honestly at that one. And that's the problem, I think. You have that weird place where you have like certain aspects of things that could easily be a good like more like the morality of society basically versus like, okay, that's a little bit too much overreach even for me, bro. Like, yeah, go fuck yourself, dude, kind of thing. So I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see if that legislation actually is available at some point here, because, like I said, to me, it just seems very much like, it seems like a little bit of a stretch there, buddy. Like maybe dial it back a notch or two is what it is, kind of a thing. And yeah, to me, it's just like a whole situation entirely. But anyway, we're definitely, I think we're definitely being primed for something right now, is what it is. And I think it's only a matter of time before something does kick off or something does pop off somewhere. I have no idea what's actually going to happen right now. I have no idea what actually the final straw is going to be to break the camel's back and stuff like that, if there even is one for that matter. But yeah, I think we're definitely in a slow simmer right now for sure when it comes to a lot of things. I think you have a lot of people who see where things have gone, see where America's heading, and either don't care or care just enough to make it seem like, okay, everything's kind of okay, but not really. Okay, the train's kind of off the tracks, but it hasn't hit and derailed into the fucking, town yet. We're not spraying chemicals everywhere kind of thing yet, full East Palestine kind of bullshit or whatever. So I don't know, man. I definitely think we're heading towards something bad though. And it scares me in some cases because it's like the unknown. Like it'd be one thing if I like knew exactly what was going to happen in the next like 6 months to a year of my life or whatever, or even for that matter, like the country's, lifespan and stuff like that. Versus like I don't know and I'm scared because it's like it's that unknown kind of thing. So yeah, it's very much like disheartening, I guess is the best way to describe it, honestly. Because you're like, yeah, I want to know what the hell's going to happen here. And I'm not sure what the hell's going to happen here or when it's going to pop off or if it's going to pop off or, God forbid, like some crazy shit goes down or some crazy motherfuckers go even crazier or whatever the case be. And it's just like, it's like all the what ifs, I guess is what I'd say there. So I don't know, man. It just, like I said, it's like very much just like sort of a nail biting situation. And it'd be nice to know, one way or the other, like where exactly we're heading as a country. And I feel like, myself and Duke specifically living as close as we do to each other between, Ohio and Michigan, it's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, hell, both of our states could be under some kind of crazy ass, like, fucking federal government response in the next day or two from some random East Palestine based shit or whatever the case be, dude. Same thing with Indiana for that matter. They could be under the same thing, or even Pennsylvania for that matter, from the fallout and shit from that thing. So I don't know, man. It just really does like. It'd be nice to know. It would be nice to know and have like some kind of a like heads up kind of thing. I guess is what it'd be. But then again, it's like, okay, if you knew you were gonna die tomorrow, like, would you really want to know, or would you want that to be like the surprise that like you had like one like? Because my thing is like this, right? Like, if I knew I had like let's go ahead and say like a week left to live or whatever the case be, would I really want to know if I'm gonna die from cancer next week, or would I just want to have like those next 7 days to just like and have those next 7 days or whatever get my affairs in order, or would it be something where I'd want to just have like that time with my family or whatever the case be? So it's hard to say. It really is. But anyway, that's pretty much where we're at for the day, though. I'll be back again for another one at some point in the future. But yeah, like I said, I think we're definitely heading towards something bad on the horizon, and it's only a matter of time before something pops off. So, but yeah, if you live in Michigan, though, contact your state reps, contact your state senators, because they're going to try and push gun control through their state senate tomorrow. And you got to fight that shit, dude. You have to. You have to do what needs to be done. Even if they can get it through, it doesn't matter. You could still put up at least a little bit of a fight anyway. You know, force filibusters in if you can do that. If nothing else, like actually with Michigan specifically, start recalling state reps and state senators and stuff like that, dude. You have the ability to do that. Unfortunately, Ohio does not right now. Michigan does though. Like, do your job as a voter at this point, dude, and start recalling everybody at that point that votes for fucking gun control is what it is. And force their hand that way. Be like, oh, you think the majority of Michiganders support gun control? Well, here's how they don't, motherfuckers, because we're recalling every one of your asses is what it is. So, anyway, that's where we're at for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you all in the next one.